Truck Fest 2024, Riverside, Iowa. As I was walking up here, a guy on a motorcycle was driving by, blasting the theme to Deep Space Nine. So that's fantastic. This, of course, is the future birthplace of Captain James T. Kirk. There's his birthday there, coming up here in a couple hundred years. Here, really early. I wanted to make it up for the parade. That's at 10. It's like 8:30 now, so we're gonna kind of walk around, see if we see anything before that parade starts. Just one of the best things about Truck Fest, and you see all these signs that Riverside has up of Star Trek characters, is that it's a combination of small town Iowa festival along with the Star Trek convention, I guess. This year, our guests are Terry Farrell from Deep Space Nine, Jadzia Dax, of course. I got Bonnie Gordon. She's the voice of the computer on Star Trek Prodigy, which I wasn't sure about that show at first, but after watching the first season, I'm excited for the second season to come out here pretty soon. And I don't know why they kind of treat that as a stepchild or whatever, because it's a pretty good show. Riverside has a statue of Captain Kirk here. William Shatner's actually been here to this town. He did some reality show here a while back. Maybe 20 years ago at this point. It's been a long time. I think I was working in Mount Pleasant at that point, so not quite 20 years yet. This is one of two captain statues I know about. I know they have a Captain Janeway statue over in Indiana. Not sure if they have a Cisco statue anywhere in New Orleans, or what was Scott Bakula's name in Enterprise? I forget where he was from. Strangely enough, all of his captains are Americans except for Jean-Luc Picard, who's a French guy with a British accent. We'll head back over here to the Voyage Home Museum. Check that out.
The Sun Actors. That's Star Trek 4. It's 5. Or 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, next in our parade, the Red Rangers. Volunteer Fire Department. Ladies and gentlemen, also I see coming into your view, the Corona Fire Department has chosen to stop by and be in our building. Thanks now for all clear. There's something nothing more known than being a part of the great fraternity that provides fun and fellowship with helping children, to be one aspect Shriners have in common helping kids. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at these eclectic vehicles these gentlemen are piloting today as they come your way down the parade route. Once again, I'm going to have to tell you one more time. Oskaloosa, Shrine Firemen.
Are you one with the body? Are you going to festival?
1922. There is certainly nothing more rewarding than being a part of a great fraternity that provides fun and fellowship.
I only have like 3 pieces left.
Be one aspect.
Take some of the good stuff. They're gonna miss the entire thing. Maybe stop it coming.
And I'm not even going to ask you guys what you're pulling behind you.
I think we've got pictures. Yeah, that's hard. Oh. And they're doing these
Iowa City Ghost Hunters are here in town, driving right down your way. Ladies and gentlemen, Iowa City Ghost Hunters is a non-profit. Stay in touch with the program. We've got a big construction project. You're going to see the equipment and the ability and the people are coming your way. Layman Concrete and Pumping, ladies and gentlemen. For those big concrete gentlemen, concrete is always, well, this is kind of backwards, but we'll do it this way. If you've got a bad drain and they got to dig it up, you can call the concrete guy. But first and foremost, Jessup and Drew excavating and drain. Sewer service out of Hazelwood, Iowa, covering all your drains. Those of you fine people that may have been a little bit thirsty, we'd like to welcome River City Church. And River City Church meets at Highland Elementary. That's the school in this little town, 10 a.m. every Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, next recording is literally down to telling people of candy because we don't have them in bags. Right at the end.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we went over to the park after the parade to get the costume contest started. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying ladies and gentlemen because the announcer said ladies and gentlemen all day.
I guess we're getting ready for the costume contest. What time does that start?
That's going to start around 11:30 today.
11:30. Ooh, 15 minutes. So you just have time to get your beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contestant comes all the way from Dubuque, Iowa. And I gotta tell you, if you look around the world, you'll see that we get people from all over this great planet. But from Dubuque, Iowa, Kayla Ferguson, Data and the Cat.
Yeah,
And
I'm so
gotta ask,
sorry. You have a spot right here. I'm so sorry. Oh, my bad.
costume is, tell Bonnie about it.
I'm Commander Data, functioning, fully operational.
Perfect. Thank you, Data. You look amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, from St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, that's a long ways from here to come for Trek Fest. Sean McGee, why are you here today? Tell Bonnie.
All right, I am cosplaying Kirk from Generations, and I have been stuck in the Nexus far too long.
Riverside, Iowa. And next, the away team from Ames, Iowa.
Oh boy, the away team.
Welcome 3 of 7 from that board ship that I've seen in orbit earlier. Tell Bonnie about your costume.
Times have changed and so have we, so anyone interested in joining the board, we have pamphlets.
You know I'm all about that space, no tribbles. All about that space, no tribbles. All about that space, no tribbles. All about that space. Yeah, it's pretty clear I ain't no size 2, but I can slave layer like I'm supposed to do. My ship goes zoom, zoom into the deep space, boldly searching for a new life and new races. I see your laser beams working the dice and see rolling out my dice. Set out of my purple crown royal bag, counting the crits that I will get. Don't have to deal with lag. Pencils to the left of me and paper to the right. I ain't got no blood, ain't got no mouth. I play D&D on Sunday night. D&D characters with mine.
Is Kayla Ferguson as Lieutenant Commander Data.
Come on down.
Come on up, Commander Data. Complete with spot and a light up head panel and wig, all handmade by Kayla.
Any final words for us this afternoon?
Thank you very much. I am functioning within normal parameters.
And this will help.
The last thing of the day was the question and answer with Bonnie Gordon and Terry Farrell. Sorry about the sound. Wasn't very good in there.
Get them ready.
ahead. I'll be trying to come around and make sure everyone gets their questions. We'll get through as many questions as we can. But before we start, I have a question for Terry. Because Terry, you're from Cedar Rapids. You're pretty much a local here. How does it feel, leaving, going forth, boldly going where no Iowan has gone before, and then coming back here, basically coming back home? What does that feel?
I put you on the spot. It's been a minute since I left home. But I have to say, I've traveled around the world doing conventions, and it's a very different perspective to be in the world that I've been a part of and creating with people that are a part of it, but to come here, it's reminding me of how far I've come in my career and my life, and I've done a lot of stuff, and it kind of hits me being in Iowa and meeting all of you who are fans of a show that I liked. It's just, I was a huge fan of it before I was a part of it, so I was a nervous wreck auditioning for it because I just, Leonard Nimoy was like, what? Yeah, I could go off, but yes, and she'll ask and I'll bring it up even if we need to segue, but it's overwhelming. I have gotten a little choked up a few times, and it means so much to me to have the support of the state and the friendly and lovely people of Iowa, because it's like we get each other.
How did you get the role of John C. and Dax?
How did I get the role?
The question is, how did you get the role of John C. and Dax? Here you go.
Well,
I'll hold the baby.
The baby. Well, I was told about the part of Dax. Do you want to sit down? You kind of do, don't you? You don't want to sit down? You want, oh gosh. Yeah, so I heard about the role. We used to have a thing called pilot season, and it started in January to about March. And anyway, they didn't want to read me. Fair enough. Judy Lowry didn't think I was ready for that role. And then I read for Red Dwarf, and I got Red Dwarf. I played the cat. But that really didn't work because the cat was played by an effeminate black man in England, and the jokes fell flat when a white woman in Iowa was telling the joke. So I got paid for the pilot, which was a nice thing. And then suddenly I was back on the market again, so I was auditioning for things. How you doing? You're doing good, aren't you? I know. Babies and dogs love me. And so I'm just going to scream now that I said that. And they still didn't want to read me, and okay, they're just reading everybody. And then by August, they'd already been filming for like a month and a half. You want your mom back? No? Thank you.
You can't give her back at any point.
No, I don't want to give her back. So then finally, I got the audition, and it was in August, and I called my friend Marina Service, and she helped me. She didn't really help me read the lines. She just wanted to tell me how to dress for the audition. I had to look sexy, because they like sexy, and make sure my boobs look big. Herman really likes big boobs. And big hair, lots of makeup. So I basically looked like I was a street hooker. Nailed it! Got it! And I read for it, and then they said, oh, there was one woman who wasn't there. We're going to read another group of women next week. And I said, okay, I'm coming. And SAG, you're not, once you've auditioned at that level, they cannot ask you to do it again. It's too much stress, whatever. And I was like, I really want this stinking part. So I'm going to show them that that's, I mean business, I'm coming back. Because I am not going to let that actress get it. I don't remember her name, but I remember reading against her on other things, and she was not going to get this from me. Then I read again, and I went down to Planet Hell for Next Generation to meet, go down on the set, say hi to Marina and Michael Dorn, and Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes was Morgan Fairchild's assistant on my very first job called Paper Dolls. It was a TV series.
Well, that wraps up this year's trip to Truck Fest, and to tell you the truth, I wasn't going to go to the question and answer this year because I already had Terry Farrell's autograph, but really glad I went. She talked a lot about her time on Deep Space Nine, and she wasn't on the last season, as many people know, and she explained that they gave her a take it or leave it contract, and she thought she was worth a little more after being loyal for 6 years, but she didn't get renewed there, so they had someone else for Dax for the last season. And then Bonnie Gordon really made the show. I don't know much about her besides, being the voice of the computer on Star Trek Prodigy, but she was really entertaining. She had those parody songs that I played earlier. That was her singing about Dungeons and Dragons and space instead of all about the base, all about the space, that deal. So hopefully I'll make it back up there next year, and I can't wait to see who they grab from the Star Trek universe to bring to small town Iowa. Have a good one.